Welcome guys to the Meet Damien channel. I am Damien, and today's live stream we're going to be first talking about the good bit of news that we got from the CPI, the Consumer Price Index, that helps send markets up higher across the board. Both the stock market and crypto had a pretty good day today, and then we're going to be looking at well, we always like to talk about Bitcoin because it's like the coolest kid on the block, right? And then we'll talk about some of these other altcoins out there. And if you guys have any stocks you want me to look at, we can look at that too. But I see Dave's in the chat. Dave P. Glad to see you in the live stream on YouTube. And I also got a TikTok live stream going on here as well, guys. So I'm doing it both. I'm doing it all over here. But let's get into it, all right? We're looking at right now CPI, okay? Consumer Price Index right there, okay? It came in for year-over-year number, 2.4% was what they were expecting. It actually came in at 2.3%. Hey, what is this? What is this? What is this? What is this? Okay. All right, so you guys got a chance to see my name in the email there. All right, but anyways, yeah, so CPI came in better. Actually, you know what? The numbers here are not showing on Market Watch for whatever reason. Let me go ahead and do a Forex Factory here, which is another good website that tells us what to look out for here. All right. So anyways, today's Tuesday, May 13th. The important number was the CPI number that came in. I'm going to show my TikTok guys here. We actually had CPI come in at 2.3%. They were expecting 2.4%, so inflation is actually coming down month over month. They were expecting 0.3%. It was actually 0.2%. And then core CPI came in at 0.2%. They were expecting 0.3%. So inflation was less than expected, which is a good bit of news there, because that means that the Federal Reserve has the green light to cut interest rates whenever they want, because inflation is not really an issue. The next thing that would cause the Federal Reserve to actually cut interest rates and send the markets higher is if unemployment starts going up. So we got to pay attention to the unemployment numbers as well. But I wanted to go over that with you guys real quick here. Forex Factory showing the CPI numbers here came in lower than expected. And that actually sent the price of Bitcoin up higher here. We see price of Bitcoin at $104,200. Let me get into the daily chart here. Try to zoom in here a little bit for you guys. So yesterday we ended down on a red candle for Bitcoin. We ended we started yesterday at $104,000, and then we ended it at $102,000, roughly $102,800 to be exact. And then today we started at $102,800, and currently we're up about a couple, almost. Not even actually, we're up about $1,400 here on Bitcoin, but we did see Bitcoin get up a little bit higher than that. We saw Bitcoin get up as high as $105,000, so it's actually kind of cooling down a little bit right now. But yeah, we're gonna look at the charts for Bitcoin. We're gonna figure out, can Bitcoin go higher than this, and how high, right? Because I mean, some of you guys want to sell your crypto, some of you guys want to make money, whether short term or long term. Some of you guys aren't sure if this thing is actually gonna go to like $200,000, but we'll do some measurements here to see how high Bitcoin can go. All right, so I'm actually gonna do a Fibonacci retracement for those of you who are familiar with a Fibonacci tool here. Let me see. Let me just click that. Make sure that's clicked on. All right, so we're measuring right here where Bitcoin got as high as 105,787. So that's the high watermark here. And then we'll take it down to basically where Bitcoin was trading at like $84,000 after it made this impulse move here on Sunday, April 20th, right around, what was that, Easter, I believe, yeah, is when things started cooking for Bitcoin. And it gives us these Fibonacci extension numbers here, these rainbow colors numbers here. What we're more concerned about is we want to see how high Bitcoin could possibly go. Using the 1618 Fibonacci extension, it's saying that Bitcoin can get up to like $118,000. Okay, $118,521. I think I previously measured it. It said like 114. I guess because we went up a couple of $1,000s more this past week, we can now see this thing going up, a little bit higher towards $118,000. So $118,000 is the number that we are expecting in the near future here for Bitcoin if it continues being bullish. Now, let's see. Is Bitcoin going to continue being bullish? Okay. Well, I have this Fibonacci thing. I'll get rid of this for now. We can always do it again if we need to. We're looking at the daily chart for Bitcoin, and Bitcoin is above the moving averages, which is really good to see on the daily chart here. If Bitcoin does come down, it has support. It will probably get support from the 21 EMA at $97,500. So, if we lose momentum, Bitcoin could, come down to that level. I'm expecting for the most part. Maybe trade sideways if we lose the momentum. But let's see. We do have some momentum indicators here. First, we'll look at Market Cipher B. This is like a little cheat sheet. Okay, it helps me figure out when's a good time to buy or sell Bitcoin. And we actually did have a red dot that came out today, actually. It's saying here that we need to start selling our Bitcoin right now. If you hold credence to this, this might mean that we might come down to that $97,000 level, okay? Or we might just go sideways before we get a green dot that prints that says it's time to buy Bitcoin again. So keep that in the back of your mind here. Bitcoin can still go up higher and negate this red dot, but that is kind of like a warning signal that we are kind of topping out here on Bitcoin. We'll look at some other indicators as well, but I just want you to know that I use this little cheat sheet. Sometimes if I'm having a hard time figuring out if Bitcoin is going to be, bullish or bearish, this thing kind of helps me out. And right now it's saying that, caution, we might be bearish here for a little bit, okay? But that's on the daily time frame. Let's look at this on the 12-hour, and then we'll just keep on going down to the smaller time frames here. So the 12-hour was saying that on Sunday was a good time to sell Bitcoin, right? Bitcoin got as high as $104,000, but we saw what happened, on Monday and Tuesday here, where Bitcoin went higher than what it was on Sunday. So sometimes these red dots, they are helpful, especially on the larger time frames, but sometimes things can still play out where the price just continues going higher, even though it said, probably a good time to sell. All right, so I know I'm trying to put some credence into this indicator, but you can't just use one indicator. But this one is kind of like a cheat sheet that you can add to your analysis here, because you can see like the last time it said buy was like last Tuesday when Bitcoin was at $97,000. So it said buy on Tuesday, and then it said sell on Sunday, and you would have came out all right. Okay, so you got these green dots, red dots here, green dots, red dots. Okay, and that's just on the 12-hour time frame here. Let's go ahead and see what it's looking like on the 4-hour time frame. The 4-hour time frame has said now you should be buying, so it can give out some conflicting signals. We might continue pushing up a little bit higher on Bitcoin going into tomorrow, just because this is a 4-hour time frame, and it said like 8 o'clock this morning you should have been buying Bitcoin. Okay, and you would have came out all right, because at 8 o'clock this morning Bitcoin was at $103,000, and now it's at $104,000. So it's not completely lying to you, okay? It does have some credence to look at here, right? But we don't just rely on one indicator, but I'm going to use this for now because I want to show you how useful Market Cipher B can be as an indicator that could help you guys figure out, should you buy or should you sell, right? Okay, now looking at the 1-hour time frame here, there is a red dot that just printed, so that leaves me a little bit worried about tonight. Could we start seeing Bitcoin going down or just trading sideways for now? If it trades sideways, that should be good for the altcoins, okay? But if it actually starts going down, then that could also bring the altcoins down with it, okay? So we want Bitcoin just to go sideways like it has been doing. Bitcoin's really been going sideways ever since like Thursday. We seen Bitcoin at $103,000 on Thursday, and here we are at $104,000. So, Bitcoin has been going sideways. We had a little bit of a dip here on Monday, but like Bitcoin going sideways is actually great. It's phenomenal for the altcoins, because I don't know if you guys have been noticing, but your altcoin bags are probably pumping up right now just because Bitcoin is near the highs that it's made. It's at one of the highest prices it's ever been, and it's just going sideways. So altcoins that's a really good environment for altcoins. That's usually the beginning of an altcoin season, if we're not in one already. Okay. But just going into one more smaller time frame here, we'll look at the 15-minute chart. 50-minute chart did say you should have sold your Bitcoin around 4:15 Eastern time here. But usually after a red dot comes a green dot. So there might actually be a better opportunity to buy Bitcoin, especially if you're short-term trading this, if you're a day trader. Maybe wait until Bitcoin comes down to that red line on the 200 moving average for the 15-minute time frame. And that's saying that maybe you could get Bitcoin at $103,400. This red number right here, you could probably get some cheaper Bitcoin at $103,400. And you're just hoping that Bitcoin, maintains that support on the 200 moving average. And maybe you put your stop loss below the 200 moving average, maybe below this last candle low here on the 15-minute time frame at like 102,800. This is for my day traders out there. You could probably put a stop loss at 102,800. You're waiting for Bitcoin to come down to 103,400, and you're going to put your stop loss at 102.8. And if Bitcoin loses 102.8, it probably means that we're going down for now, and you probably don't want to lose any more money on your leverage trades if Bitcoin is going to keep on going down. You might want to just flip to a short if possible, if you feel like shorting Bitcoin and crypto. But yeah, that's Bitcoin in a nutshell here. Let's go back into the daily time frame here. And yeah, I'm gonna go ahead. No, I want to keep this Fibonacci analysis here. This is still useful here, but I'm gonna turn on the VRVP so you guys can see where Bitcoin might have some problems, some resistance at. So the VRVP is showing that Bitcoin right now is already at a high volume node at $104,000, $105,000. This is gonna be a tough cookie to crack here, a tough nut to crack. Okay, $104,000, $105,000 Bitcoin. Once we get past 105,200, okay. Let's see, did we get past that today? Yeah, we did almost. Yeah, we actually did. But once we get past 105,200 and we stay above 105,200, the volume starts to drop off on the volume starts to drop off here on the VRVP, and the value area high is sitting at $106,500. That's why for my leverage trades, for my day trading, I've been targeting $106,000 as my take profit target, as the last take profit target, because I don't know if Bitcoin is going to have the juice to continue past $106,000 unless we get more trade deals, more good economic news, and things just keep going bananas over here. Then yeah, we could probably push past $106,400 Bitcoin. But I'm expecting some resistance at that level, only because you can see like back here, we did have some previous resistance at 106,400, 500. You see the candles kind of top off here on the daily chart at 100. Let's see, we got $106,000 for a closing candle here, and another 106,500. Yeah. And then right here, we got a high of like $107,000. So yeah, 106,000, 107,000 is now my target area for Bitcoin. And if Bitcoin gets past that, then we're talking about breaking through all-time highs. And then after we break past all-time highs of like $109,000 Bitcoin, then maybe we might see that $118,000 Bitcoin that I mentioned just earlier in this video. And then also, we do have another 1618 based on this big Fibonacci analysis that I did that says that Bitcoin could get up to $132,000. So it might not be over. The bullishness might still continue. We're all waiting to see, but we're now in kind of like a risky cautionary zone as far as like we should start selling something if we haven't sold anything yet. Because Bitcoin might not be able to push past 106 grand is what I'm expecting. I'm hoping it does, because I'd be even more bullish for the altcoins and everything else in crypto. But we are a little bit worried about getting rejected off $106,000 is basically what I am trying to drill home on you guys here. And if we do have a pullback, I did say $97,000 is a level that we're watching for, that we might get support. And that also happens to be with this blue line is at. This blue line is the point of control, the POC. That's where a lot of people bought and sold Bitcoin at, even going back to like December of last year. Okay, a lot of people on average bought their Bitcoin in the last like 5 to 6 months at $96,000. That's where people are going to break even. So, you know, people are probably going to not sell their Bitcoin unless it goes below that. Okay, if we lose $96,000, then we got to start talking about some of these lower levels here. But you can see there's a big high volume node here at $96,000, $97,000. That should be the support zone if we lose, you know, $100,000 Bitcoin. If we start going into the 90s again, I think 96, 97 should hold up. Okay. 96, 97 should hold up because, you know, if I turn on the moving averages here, okay. Also, the 21 EMA is saying 97,000 should provide some support. That white line is like a white knight that's going to come and save the day and prevent us from going further down unless we deserve to go down. Okay, but yeah, let me see what you guys are saying in the comments here. Let me look at my TikTok streamers, see if you guys have any requests here from me. I don't know who's mining on Telegram. Okay, so I don't know about that question. King Louis says over $104,000. $104.9 thousand Bitcoin is bullish, all-time high incoming. I hope so, man. I hope so. And then we can just rake in the dough pretty much for being in crypto for a while here. I know I've been in crypto for a while. Dizzle says Ethereum, please. Okay, I'll take a look at that. We can look at that next. Ethereum been having a pretty good couple of weeks here. Let's see. Guys, don't forget to hit that like button so we can get more people to join the live stream and get this thing buzzing with a few more people who are interested in crypto here. All right, so don't forget to hit that like button. If you're new to the stream and new to my channel, go ahead and hit that follow button. And for my YouTube guys, don't forget to hit that subscribe button and hit that like button as well. Let's get the likes to match the amount of people that are watching. That should be the goal here. All right, so let's take a look at Ethereum for the first request of the day. All right. Let's see. Ethereum up 8% today. That's a pretty solid, good day for Ethereum being up 8%. Kudos to Ethereum. I actually did have a price target of about $2,700, and that's where Ethereum is trading at right now. Ethereum is up $200 for the day. And the reason why I had $2,700 as a target, a near-term target for Ethereum is because you got this red line, this 200-day moving average is going to act as resistance until we actually break past it and use it as support. So I think Ethereum might actually start cooling down just like Bitcoin, but that's okay because money's going to pour out of Bitcoin and Ethereum and start pouring into some of these other altcoins, like your Solanas, your Suis, your AVAX, okay. Your aerodromes, your XRPs, these other coins are going to start getting some money thrown at them as well. Mainly because Bitcoin and Ethereum are like the top dogs, and you know what some of these veteran crypto investors do, such as myself, is we make money on Bitcoin, we get a good chunk of change, and then we want to put it in one of these coins that hasn't made a run yet or is about to make a run. So don't be surprised if your random altcoin just out of nowhere starts pumping out of nowhere, because that means one of these Bitcoin or Ethereum OGs spotted that trade and they're like, yeah, let me go take my winnings out of Bitcoin and Ethereum and go put it into like a small coin, like, what's the small coin here? Like AI16Z or Virtuals or Honey or AIT, Render, okay? Look at this, AIT is having a good old day here, up 34.95%. We'll take a look at that one. That one's interesting. I actually put some money into that coin. I'm actually doing pretty well right now after I just recently added to my position. So we'll take a look at that one. But we'll also take a look at your requests here. So yeah, Ethereum is becoming cautiously bearish now because we're already high on the RSI here on the daily time frame. We saw 85 on Saturday. 78 on Monday, and we're back to 82 on the R side here. Ethereum needs to kind of like chill out for a little bit. It's probably going to go sideways and stay at $27 throughout the next couple of days here. I wouldn't be surprised if it does go up to $3,000 and uses that as like a psychological target. We do have some resistance here at like $3,200, $3,300, so maybe Ethereum actually could just goes past 3,000 like nothing and actually bumps his head up against $3,300. But I think we could see $3,000 Ethereum later on this week. We just need to continue seeing more money pouring into Ethereum to keep it going, keep the momentum going. And then by that point, I do expect Ethereum to do a rejection at $3,000 or above that. Only because we're already overheated on the RSI here. We need to cool down on Ethereum, but just because we're overbought doesn't mean that we can't stay overbought, especially if this is legit the altcoin season that we've all been waiting for. It can stay overbought and overheated and hot as hell on the RSI. All right. I see Porky's in the chat. Nice to see you, Porky. Let me know if you have any requests here. I kind of want to take a look at Honey and AIT. Honey is probably one of the coins where you could throw some money in it, and no one's really talking about it yet. But AIT, okay, look at this coin. This one's up 34% today, but it has a lot of work to do. Look at this coin that I've been eyeballing. That I'm, self-disclaimer, I'm already invested in this coin. I didn't get in the crazy levels where this thing was trading at like $1.39 in March of 2024. Yeah, I wasn't buying up there, but I was buying in like the 6-cent area. So I did lose some money on this crypto, but I'm getting my money back, and I'm also adding more into the position here because I see AIT is looking like it's bottoming out. And, for some might even consider this an inverted head and shoulder pattern, which is sending this thing up higher. There's your solid green candle today. AIT is having a good day because a bit of good news came out. They said that they're not doing any more token unlocks, so there shouldn't be any more inflation. So this thing should start seeing less selling pressure going forward. I think that's why you're getting this nice green candle. I saw their Twitter. They said that they're done with the token unlock, so should be less selling pressure. This thing might be going up like a rocket. AIT, if it does get some resistance, it looks like the 100-day moving average might provide resistance at like 3 cents, and we're only at like roughly just above 2 cents here. So this thing could continue going higher for longer here. And then the ultimate bad boy boss level resistance is going to be this 200 moving average on the daily time frame, and that's saying that about like 5 cents is where this thing could get resistance on the moving averages here. But yeah, let's look at the VRVP here real quick, and that will show us where there might be just some more high volume nodes that could provide resistance. We got the value area high currently sitting at like roughly like 6 cents, just using data going back to November and October here. Okay, so I think at 6 cents, which it was trading at roughly in December and January for the most part, that's probably where it might take a chill pill. Okay, and just throwing in some confluence here, I think that kind of coincides with the 200 moving average. Let me go ahead and put everything on here. Okay, I know it gets a little bit confusing and cluttered here, but let me I'll just clean things up here a little bit, and you'll see that this white line, this 6 cent line, 0.058, I think to be exact. Yeah, well, actually it's like 6 cents, right? That kind of coincides with, actually no, it doesn't. The 200 moving average is sitting down here at 5 cents. So like, you might get resistance at 5 cents, or you might get resistance at that value area high at 6 cents, okay? But I think this thing could, what? We're talking about 6 cents? Like, it could triple? You got a 3x? This thing looks like a bottom out. How much lower could it go? You're at 2 cents. Like what? It goes down to 1 cent, you lose half your money? Okay, don't put too much in it if you're not willing to lose half. But this thing could then do a 3x and get you like a what 200, 300% gainer. Might be worth looking into, and it's AI related coin, artificial intelligence. It's kind of like almost like Chat GPT. You can use it as Chat GPT, but they're trying to do more things than that. But yeah, I think AIT it's a sleeper. Okay. Let's see. I'm gonna look for my any requests here. Okay, Daz Pod is talking about Sui. I can tell you my own opinion. I think Sui could go to $20. Uh, but we'll take a look at Sui and see what maybe the Fibonacci has to say about that. Marco's talking about Tau. Okay, let me start writing these things down here. So I got Tau, which is I believe another AI related coin. And then Sui came after that. And let me see. I did a lot of talking there. Let me just see if I have another request in there. All right. Yeah. Let me see. Zcash. Okay. Zcash. We'll take a look at that one as well. Appreciate the request. Don't forget to hit the like button, guys. I'm expecting if I'm going over your coin, you guys should at least give me a like here, so we can get some more people to come check out this live stream. But yeah, I think that's it for requests right now. And then you know what? I'm gonna put in requests for myself. I want to look at Honey, okay, which I think is another coin that you guys might want to add. That is also just as juicy as AIT over here, as far as bottoming out here. Okay, but yeah, let's get right to it. Appreciate the requests. We're looking at Zcash first because it did come in. That's the order that it came in. Came in first before the other ones. Look at Zcash on Coinbase. Okay. Yeah. So here we are. We have Zcash trading at $43.46. I got the VRVP, my favorite indicator that helps me figure out where the levels are at that we want to be paying attention to. Okay. Right now, at $43, we're just above this high volume node here that's sitting at $41. If Zcash for some reason continues this pullback, you might see it get support at $41. Okay. If it continues being bullish, then this thing has a drop in the VRVP, and it's saying in the value area high, this white line is coming in at like $48. So I think Zcash could go up another $5 before it kind of chills out a little bit. Let's see what the RSI is saying. Is this thing overheated or not? Let's see. RSI of 74 on Sunday. Here we are at 66 on Tuesday. Okay. It was overheated and overbought on this weekend, like a lot of other altcoins, but I think it's doing a little bit of consolidation right now. Let me just zoom in a little bit, see what that consolidation looks like. Yeah, it's just consolidating above the 100-day moving average. Let me get rid of the VRVP. It's being a little bit annoying. The 100-day moving average, this blue line is acting as support at $41. So I think $41 is your support area for Zcash. If you're able to get it at that price, it might be a good price to get in at. You can put a tight stop loss at like $40 or $39, just in case you're wrong about that. But yeah, I think Zcash should be able to continue up to higher prices here. And I'll just do a quick Fibonacci analysis here to see how much higher it could possibly go. We'll look at the 1618 level here. And the 1618 says you should have a short-term take profit target at like $54, almost $55 on Zcash. It could go, that could be the next level before it kind of chills out and hangs out around that level. Let's see what stochastic RSI is showing here real quick before I get off this one. Stochastic RSI is a little bit high, so yeah, I would say this thing needs to cool down and consolidate, maybe go sideways for a little bit here. And then Market Cipher B said that you should have been buying Zcash last Wednesday. Don't be surprised if you see a red dot coming up soon here on Zcash, which might send it down to like $41, and then you can get some cheaper Zcash. All right, taking a look at Tau. Tau USD or BitSensor. We're looking at BitSensor on Coinbase now. Trading at $464. Let me take a swig of water first. Doing a lot of talking here. Bit sensor, $464. Don't really have that much data on it on Coinbase. Let me see if I can fix that. I know this thing's been around longer than when Coinbase listed it. Let's see what it looks like on Binance. Yeah, here we go. Much better chart here. I got a lot more data to work with. So bit sensor, Tau getting above its 200-day moving average. That's really good to see. Okay. What else can I gather from this chart here? Let me get rid of the moving averages here because we already seen that. Okay. You basically want to get above some of these highs that you made here in like January and February. I want to see bit sensor get above 494 and let's see, what's another one? 509. Let's see, we got a red candle here that, yeah, we didn't really get above that. So once you get above that, you know you are making higher highs and that this is for sure the bottom in April here. And then you're on an uptrend looking for higher highs and higher lows on your bit sensor here. As I start to zoom out here a little bit, I turn on the VRVP. Let's see what the VRVP has to say. We do have a high volume node here right next to the value area high, that white line at 452. So you are a little bit above that. Could be support. If you do come down, you might get some support at 450. Okay, if you do continue going higher and continue being bullish, you have a gap in the VRVP and then maybe some more resistance at like, yeah, $500 psychological level. Basically between 500 to like 568 might be a little bit tough to a lot of volume to break through on that on this cryptocurrency here. But once you get past like 570, you get a drop in the VRVP and maybe you might see the highs here back in December where this thing was at like 725. Okay, but like zooming in and getting more familiar with the chart here, we are currently overbought on Tau, like some of these other altcoins. Stochastic RSI is also pretty high, and you just had a buy dot on the market cipher B last Wednesday. I wouldn't be surprised if we see a sell dot, a red dot come in, and then, you know, it probably means that we have to go sideways or go down a little bit. But if we go down, I just think 450 is probably the support area for now. I'll quickly do a Fibonacci analysis to get you an idea as like where the next higher low might be. Let's see, we're going Fib retracement. We want to measure from basically here to right here, the impulse candle here. And it's saying that Fibonacci here, right? Hopefully I didn't mess it up. You most likely might, I know we said 450, but it looks like the 0.618 is saying 441, and then 0.5 is like 426. So that might be where your higher low comes in before this thing decides to go up to higher prices. Okay, so you're looking for 440 and 426 as your areas to be buying bit sensor to try and get a higher low. Okay, all right, now we're gonna take a look at SOE. How is everybody doing out there? Hopefully you guys are having a good day. If you're a crypto or stock market investor, I'm pretty sure you're having a good day because I think a lot of people made money today. That CPI report was very, very crucial for us to see inflation go down and not be a problem. All right, so here we are. We have excuse me. We have SUI trading at $4.05. Nice to see SUI back above $4. I think we've seen SUI get as high as like $5, right? $5.35 back in January here. Okay, so that is a high water mark that we would like to beat one day. I'm looking at the SUI. I have done some previous Fibonacci analysis here. I guess I have to now adjust that because let's see, the high water mark was at 429. So let's adjust that to 429 here. Okay, and we'll still keep it at $2.07 here. Yeah. So if Sui does come down for whatever reason, maybe 344 might be the level that where it's going to try to maintain support. Right now, you are above the 786, so that's good. Maybe we can continue being bullish and go above the 786 and go and actually get back up to $4.29 here on Sui. Yeah. Let's see if Sui does continue being bullish. We got the 1618 saying, oh my god, we could see Sui go to like $5.65 here. Okay. You could see a $5 Sui. I mean, could that happen before 4th of July? I like to think so. I know Sui is one of the fastest, cheapest cryptocurrencies with a lot of developers developing, a lot of good developers developing on it. And it's actually trying to compete against Solana, which is eating Ethereum's lunch right now as far as like gaining revenue and market share. So Sui is going to be a one to watch out for. This thing could get up to like $5.65. Probably, I think, before 4th of July. Let me see. Let me get rid of this this Fibonacci analysis here. We'll just do connected dots here. We'll just do a trend line, okay? And just see that at the bare minimum, if Sui just keeps doing what it's doing, right? I'm gonna have to zoom out here a little bit. But if Sui just continues being bullish like it's doing and respects this trend line, it's saying like Sui could be like $7 by $7 Sui, $7.43, that blue number, by like July 2nd. Let's see, just extend a little bit more. July 4th, almost an $8 Sui by July 4th. You can probably still double your money if Sui continues this trend line as it's doing right now. Okay, that's one way to game plan this thing out here. Okay, I still think Sui could go up to $20 by the end of this year at some point. So it wouldn't be surprised me if by the middle of this year we're at $8, and then end of this year we're at $20. Marco says this is your first bull run, so you're a bit nervous about it. But how long does bull run usually last or go? I mean, not financial advice. Okay, just my opinion. But from what I've seen and heard, that a lot of people have been paying attention to is that usually after the Bitcoin halving, which happened in April of 2024 last year, usually about 18 months after that is where you top out on Bitcoin and most of crypto. Usually Bitcoin will top out first, then the altcoins will top out like a month after that. So you do the math, you know, do what, April, and then add 6 more months to that. October is where we might see the highest price for Bitcoin this year. Roughly, now give or take a month or two, okay? It's not an exact science. But then altcoins will probably continue higher after Bitcoin tops out. So maybe November of this year is where you'll see altcoins at their highest point, and then that makes a lot of sense because then people sell, they try to have a good New Year, you know, New Year's celebration party, and people sell to like pay taxes and stuff like that, or they want to get taxed, you know, this year rather than next year or whatever. So I think, yeah, November. I mean, that's what happened in the last cycle. Bitcoin topped out in November of 2021. Altcoins also topped out like a week or two later, and that was it. And then it was time to sell. But we're gonna be paying attention to like the weekly and monthly chart on Bitcoin to figure out when it's getting overbought on the weekly time frame and the monthly time frames, and that's when we'll know for sure it's time to get out of Bitcoin, time to get out of crypto. I'll try to help you guys out with that one. I'll let you know when I think it's getting a little bit overheated. But usually a good rule of thumb that people use is 18 months after the halving, good time to get out of crypto. But here's the thing. If everybody knows that, then maybe it happens sooner than that. Or maybe it happens after that. You know, maybe it happens sooner than that because people front run and they start selling their Bitcoin 2 months. You know, instead of waiting 18 months, maybe they wait 16 months to get out of crypto. Who knows? Who knows? But I mean, that's the rule of thumb. You open up 20x long on Ondo, Cardano, and Algorand. We shall see. Looking good. Okay. Good luck with that. I don't know if that was a request. Marco says, thank you, Damien. Appreciate you so much. I appreciate you too, Marco. I'm glad you're in the Meet Damien community here. Don't forget to hit the follow button so you can see more live streams like this. Hey, and also share it with your friends and family. You know, if you feel like someone else could benefit from my analysis here, you know, go ahead and send it to one of your friends. Say, hey, this guy actually, I've been in crypto since 2017. I bought my first Bitcoin at $3,000. I bought my first Ethereum at like 250 bucks. So I've been in crypto for a while here, and I can help you guys out here. But let me go ahead and get some more water here, guys, because I ran out of water. So I'll be back real quick here. Give me 20 seconds. Literally, my kitchen's right here. I just had to add some water. I got the ice already. But yeah, I think I wanted to look at honey after this, right? And then let's see, bada bing, bada boom is in the chat, and he's asking for a Sologenic. Is that a crypto or is that a stock? Just so I can look it up real quick for you. And then Pure Boys is saying, check out BTC on XRP. Okay. And then I think I had another request here. All right, so Tyler wants me to look at Ondo. Okay. And then I asked to look at Sologenic here. Okay, we'll keep it going, keep it going. Just guys, keep in mind, in like 30 minutes, I have to take a phone call. It's like 30 minutes from now. I'm expecting a phone call. But yeah, I'll just put the mic on mute in that point, and we just continue looking at the charts here. But I'm gonna try to go through these requests here for you guys. You said Sologenic is the biggest token on XRPL. All right, interesting, interesting. We'll take a look at that. All right, let me get on to honey here. Okay. We'll take a look at honey, which is a cryptocurrency, guys, that you may or may not have known. I feel like most people don't know about it. I think it has a good use case. It involves using your dash camera and getting paid to just drive around the city and make money. They're trying to compete against like Google Maps here and just mapping out the cities. So this is a cryptocurrency you might want to look at, Hive Mapper, because you can actually get paid in this coin. And if you just do a lot of driving, like if you're an Uber driver or a Lyft driver, you can make money doing what you're already doing, which is driving, using a dash camera from this company here, Hive Mapper. Okay, it's actually a cryptocurrency, and this cryptocurrency has seen better days here. Okay, I feel like it's bottoming out. Okay. When this thing first came out back in January 2024, this thing was trading at like 28 cents. Right now it's at 3 cents, so about a 90% drop. But I believe I see the beginnings of bottoming out here, especially with Bitcoin becoming bullish again. This looks like right here a double bottom to me, and it's trying to get up to higher prices here. It's nice to see that it was able to get above the last high here in March at like 4.047 pennies. This last candle was like almost 0.047 pennies. So it got rejected a little bit there, but it's trying to make that high. And then also here we got up to like 0.042 pennies on Sunday. Well, what, 2 days ago? So I like this as a bottoming out pattern. You do see here on Market Cipher B, it said on Saturday you should be buying this coin. So you do got the green dot. This thing looks like it wants to get back up to like 4 cents here. Okay. Let's go ahead and turn the VRVP here real quick. We'll see what the VRVP here says. You got a lot of high volume at 4 cents, but once you get past 4 cents, the volume starts to drop off, and the value area high is at 4.5 cents. So maybe you got yourself like a 50% gainer coming up on deck here for Hive Map, Honeycoin. And then after that, the volume drops off very steep, and then you do have like the next resistance at 6 cents, according to the VRVP. All right. Let me go ahead and turn the moving averages here and get rid of the VRVP here real quick. And the moving average is saying that there is resistance at like 3.5 cents. Is the 50 moving average. Then the 100 moving average is saying resistance is at 4.048 pennies. And then 200-day is saying that resistance is at 0.054 pennies. Okay. But if you get the 0.054 pennies, you're basically almost doubling from where you are right now. And you can also game plan your stop loss. Put it like right below this last low here. Where we got as low as 0.0245 pennies. So you can just probably put it at 0.024. And if we lose 0.024, then you might want nothing to do with this because maybe this thing is still in the downtrend, but I can't see why it would still be in the downtrend with Bitcoin also going up to all-time highs here. You do see that here on the RSI, you are getting higher lows on the RSI here, so this thing is getting bullish divergence, okay? And I believe that's the beginning of bottoming out here. And we'll just have to see. As long as if it can continue going up to like 5 or 6 pennies, it's going to be creating higher highs. And then you're just looking for higher lows. And then this thing could be off to the races. Okay. All right. We got Trade Intuition in the chat. Guys, listen to Boss Man Trade Intuition. He says smash that like button if you haven't already. He's saying, what's up? Hope everyone's good. Was charting. Notice, you noticed that I was live. Yeah, I went live a little bit later today, but here I am. I was a little bit busy doing some rental car stuff. I actually got a rental car customer that's going to give me a call in like the next 20 minutes. So I have to take that phone call, and I'll probably put the mic on mute. And then, yeah, I mean, maybe my TikTok guys might hear what I have to say, but still doing business on top of like day trading. Okay. I do a lot of things over here. But yeah, let's move on to we'll look at Ondo and then Sologenic. Okay. All right. And then I do have another request here for Ethereum. We actually talked about Ethereum at the beginning of the stream. That was like one of the first requests. I think Ethereum could go up to like $3,000 later on this week. Wouldn't be surprised if it hit $3,300, but it's going to get a lot of resistance at that level and probably come on down from there. But Ethereum is looking pretty rock solid. It might just go sideways as well, near $2,700 right now. But yeah, that's it. Yep. That's what I do, Marco. I'm a hustler. I have multiple streams of income. I also have an investment property where I collect rent from tenants. So I do a lot, actually. I wear a lot of hats right now. But I appreciate you guys coming out to meet Damien. You guys have met Damien, so let me go ahead and show you some of these other cryptos, okay? All right, let's take a look at Ondo. All right, Ondo. Looks like I have some previous chart work here. I'm gonna just get rid of that Fibonacci analysis here. Ondo currently trading at $1.04, up 1.3% today. Pretty modest. Not as crazy as like Ethereum, up 8% today. Okay. But maybe Ondo will have its day in the sun here. We're taking a look at all the indicators here. Right off the bat, for my guys who want to use a cheat sheet, Market Cipher B is saying that we got a green buy dot here on Friday, May 9th, saying that you should be buying Ondo if you haven't already. Okay. That's what the cheat sheet's saying. All right. But let's see if we agree with that or not. It has been a few days since Friday. Looks like Ondo's getting squeezed in between the 200 moving average and the 50. The 50 is acting as support. The 200 is acting as resistance. That's at $1.12 is your resistance, and your support is at 97 cents. So we'll see. This thing is just trading sideways and consolidating, and that's mainly because it got almost overbought on Saturday here, like some of these other altcoins that actually did get overbought. So this thing is just, you know, steady as she goes, trading sideways. It might get another impulse move that actually puts it above the 200-day moving average. Above $1.12 is what we would like to see in order to continue being bullish here on Ondo. Let me go ahead and get rid of the moving averages now, and we'll take a look at the VRVP. VRVP is saying that your POC, point of control, is below you, so that should act as support at 86 cents. But you also have a little bit of high volume at 91 cents, and also a good thick amount of volume here at $1. So I think $1 is actually pretty solid support here for Ondo. Then as you start getting more bullish here, you do have a gap in the VRVP, and we have a good high volume node here at $1.24 on Ondo. Then you got a gap in the VRVP again, and then you got the value area high saying that this thing should get some resistance at $1.33. And I think that should be your first take profit target. You'll basically be up almost like 33% from where you are right now. And that's pretty decent. I don't think Ondo is as crazy as some of these other altcoins out there as far as their potential gains here. But yeah, about $1.33 is the high volume node here. And then after that, it does drop down on the VRVP volume here. And we are looking at, I mean, I guess the sky's the limit, but really the limit is actually here, where Ondo got as high as about $2.14. That should be your ultimate take profit target. So this thing could possibly double. And I think it's a safe double because it's involved in finance. So there is a use case for this cryptocurrency. But I don't see it doing anything crazy like some of the other coins I showed you guys that could do like 3x's or higher than that. But yeah, that's Ondo in a nutshell here. And I'll give you one more. I'll give you the higher low that could possibly be made here for Ondo using Fibonacci retracement at this level to this level right here. And you know, your Fibonacci retracement saying that the 0.618 golden pocket is at $1.01. You actually came down to there. Actually, a couple of these candle wicks already came down to the retracements. Like you see, like right here, this candle wick came down as low as 97 cents, and then also 97 cents got respected again. And that's 97 cents number is where that 0.5 retracement's at. So yeah, all the traders are paying attention to the Fibonacci analysis here, and they're using that to scoop up cheaper Ondo at these levels here. So you might get lucky and maybe it comes back down to 97 cents. But, you know, if Bitcoin's going up to 118 grand, like we talked about earlier in this live stream, as a possible target for Bitcoin, if it continues being bullish, and yeah, this thing is probably never going to come back down to 97 cents, and you're going to start seeing $1.30 or even $2 on Ondo. I got a request here for stacks. Okay, STX, I believe, is the ticker symbol. And then, let's see. Bitcoin on XRPL is on... No, I'm not doing deck screener. I'm not doing deck screener. That gets me in trouble. We'll lose the live stream if I do that. TikTok's very strict about me doing meme coins. And anything that involves deck screener, they think is a scam and or fraud, and they will shut my live stream down if they think I'm, you know, even if it's just a meme coin, they're very strict about it. I don't want to ruin that experience for everybody. We have a good live stream going. I'm not trying to ruin it for everybody. XRP and Bitcoin currently, you're in the short. Okay, yep, I think people requested XRP. I haven't gotten around to the XRP. But I'll save XRP for last, and you know, I'll even add Ethereum in there because I know that one did good, and I talked about it earlier, but we can talk about it again later. Since you know, I know you guys are probably interested in Ethereum as well. But yeah, yep. So let's keep it moving here. Sologenic was the next one that we have on the list here. Sologenic. I need to get some water. We'll take a look at on Poloniex, okay? Let's see. Jose saying Bitcoin, bro, on the low time frame. You're in a short. Oh, we can do that when we look at Bitcoin again. I'll help you out there. And then Pure Boys is saying Bitcoin to 186 grand. I'm a little bit curious where you get that target from. And then Marco wants me to look at Solana. Yeah, I can look at Solana. Solana is actually my biggest bag, my biggest cryptocurrency holding. I'm a big time believer in Solana. I also like collecting staking rewards and earning a dividend. But yeah, we're looking at Sologenic here. Currently at 27 cents, almost up 3% today. We're on the daily time frame, and this thing looks so weird. This thing barely catches any bids here, any volume. It looks like a very low volume cryptocurrency here. But just eyeballing it here, it looks like this thing had a pretty good alt season, just like a lot of altcoins in November and December. But that's where it topped out. It topped out at like 88 cents here. So I'll do a quick Fibonacci for you, measuring at 88 cents all the way to, I believe the lows are like right here at like 19 cents roughly. So you clearly have to reclaim this 0.236 level here. I don't know if we can even see it. Yeah. It looks like 35 cents, okay? You want 35 cents. That's probably going to be your first resistance level if you're a fib trader here. Then after that, the 0.382 at 45 cents would be the next resistance level. And it looks like every 10 cents is going to be resistance. Because then like the next one after that is going to be 54 cents, and then 62 cents will be the golden pocket retracement. It might hang out at 62 cents for a while, which makes sense because anybody that's buying right now at 27 cents is going to double their money when it gets back to 60 cents. So I'm expecting a lot of resistance at 60 cents. And then of course the 0.786 is at 73 cents, which is what, another 10 cents above that. So yeah, your Fibonacci is just like every 10 cents is going to be resistance. Now, let me go ahead and turn on that VRVP here real quick and see what the high volume nodes are saying here. Okay. All right. So, like I said, we said 35 cents is going to be resistance, and that kind of agrees. The VRVP agrees with that. VRVP is also saying 45 cents is going to be resistance. And yeah, I mean, the VRVP is almost coinciding with the Fibonacci here. So, whether you're a fib trader or a VRVP trader, or if you do it all like me with VRVP and Fibonacci, you're going to come to the same agreement here that this is where you're going to have some resistance. 45 cents, then value area high at like 57 cents. So, yeah, I mean, you wouldn't be far off whether using Fibonacci or VRVP. You're going to basically come to the same conclusion as far as resistance levels. So I suggest you guys familiarize yourself with Fibonacci and also VRVP so you can get good at it just like me and understand where the levels might be that you might want to sell. We did have a green dot that printed on Friday here. Guys, that's that phone call I gotta take. I'm sorry, I might lose my TikTok, guys. I don't know how this is gonna go. Just a moment. Let's see. Hopefully my TikTok guys are still in the live stream here. And how's my YouTube guys? Are you able to still hear me? I just want to do a sound check here. Yeah, I think I can still hear myself here. All right, so a little bit of business call there for me, guys, and then yeah. So we just looked at the Sologenic. Hopefully, I was able to help you out with the analysis there. And now we'll take a look at XRP and some of the big boys here. We'll look at XRP, Ethereum, and Solana, and then we'll take a look at stacks. Just remind me in case I forget to do stacks. Oh my God, I got another request. ICX. All right, let me write that down. Actually, you know what? So I don't forget stacks. I'm going to talk about stacks first, okay? And then we'll go into XRP. All right. Okay. All right. Let's go into it. Take a look at that stacks. Guys, don't forget to hit that like button. I'm going to do that shameless plug again. Because I know that's how I get more people on the live stream. I'm trying to grow this community, and that's how we're going to grow the community by hitting that like button. And, you know, it lets me know that you guys actually appreciate what I'm doing here. Okay. All right, so here we are looking at the stacks. Stacks is currently trading at $1.05. Yeah, about, you know, I'm actually not $1.05, about $1 even for the most part. Up 1.7% today. And yeah, on the daily time frame here, we see that stacks. Let me get rid of the VRVP here real quick. I'll turn the moving averages. I mean, you can just see like this thing is starting to begin its uptrend where you're creating a higher low and you're looking for a higher high. And yeah, I think you got above the highs here in February. Okay, so you are clearly making an uptrend here. All right, thanks, Dave, for the sound check. Appreciate that. Have to double check here, make sure that, you know, I don't ruin the live stream by leaving the mic off. But yeah, here we are looking at stacks. What was that last high? Last high was like $1.01. I believe we got above that. Yeah, $1.07. So you clearly are making higher highs, which is really good to see. And then you just want to continue making higher lows and continue your uptrend on stacks here. Let's go ahead and turn on moving averages to see what the support resistance might be for the moving average traders. And if you're a moving average trader, okay, you're looking at that 100 moving average. This blue line is providing resistance right now. And it looks like traders are respecting that as of now. That 100 moving average is sitting at $1.03. So once you get above that, then traders can get more bullish and continue using that as support instead of resistance. Then we're going to be trying to see if this thing can get above the 200-day moving average at $1.28. That should be your next take profit target if you're short-term trading it, or, you know, if you're a long-term investor, maybe you just start taking dollar cost averaging out at that level. Okay. We are looking at the RSI. We are overbought on the RSI. Well, we were overbought this weekend. We kind of cooled down a little bit. So it's almost the same story as a lot of these altcoins that I'm seeing on the charts here. Stochastic RSI is overbought, pretty high. I wouldn't be surprised if it starts coming down. And when you get down to these levels, that's usually a good time to start buying. And then you'll probably see Market Cypher B say it's a good time to buy when you see a green dot get printed. Right now, we had a red dot today. So don't be surprised if this thing continues going sideways at best or even goes down. Okay. And if it does go down, you do have the 200. I'm sorry, not 200. You got the 21 EMA that could provide support at 87 cents. And if I do a quick Fibonacci on that one, yeah, it seems like 0.382 retracement and also 0.5. That 87 cent level is right between that golden pocket. I consider the golden pocket between 0.382 and 0.618. Anywhere in between the middle there is a good retracement zone. Probably probably where the higher low is going to get formed if you're looking for lower prices on this crypto. But if we continue being bullish here, the 1618 is just saying that $1.27 is where this thing could go next, and that's probably where the 200-day moving average. So the 1618 and the 200 both have confluence. That $1.28 is probably going to be your first take profit target. And then as we zoom out here, we are looking for the VRVP now to give us some high volume nodes. High volume node that I see next is $1.60. Wait, I just retraced. All right, it just reset on me. But I do see like a high volume node here at like $1.65, and then also the value here area high at $1.74. Maybe you get those prices later on in the summer or later on this year, and you should be selling because that's about a 70% upside from where you are right now. And then if you want to still stay in your trade and you want to push it further than that, you got to get past $1.93, and then the VRVP volume drops off, and then the next high volume is at $2.30, and by God, you should have sold something by that point, because you would have doubled your investment if it does get up to like $2.30 here. So that is your next take profit target after all these other take profit targets I just gave you. Dave has to run. Later, Dave. Glad you came into the chat. Appreciate you coming into the live stream and showing your support. All right. Let's see. I think the next one was going to be XRP. We haven't looked at XRP. I like saving XRP towards the middle to end of the live stream, because if I do it in the beginning, then you guys are just going to ask for it towards the end and be like, hey, can you get XRP? And I'm like, oh, I just talked about XRP. Kind of like with today, Ethereum. I did Ethereum in the beginning, and now I have another guy that wants to look at Ethereum. But if you catch my live streams late and I already covered a coin, I'll give you like the synopsis. But today, because Ethereum actually did some things today, we'll take a look at Ethereum after XRP. Okay. Yeah. We'll take a look at the charts for Ethereum again. Man, kind of almost giving myself a headache here. Gonna have to pop some Advils. Guys are putting me to work today. My TikTok guys, you always be putting me to work. Gets a little bit quiet in YouTube, but I appreciate you guys coming on to the YouTube. We'll eventually get the community built up on YouTube as well. But yeah, here we are on XRP, currently trading at $2.59, up $1.82. And what do we got? What do we got here? What do we got? We got the value area high and a high volume node here at $2.40. XRP is starting to get into the danger zone where it could actually shoot up to $3 at any point in any time. Most likely while you're sleeping is when XRP is going to go to $3, because look at this. This volume drops off really sharp and fast here, and you don't really have a high volume node until $3.12. I feel like a dead record. I always say this like almost every day, but I mean, this is what we have showing in the charts right now. It's saying that XRP should be a $3 cryptocurrency based off the VRVP data over here. Okay, you're looking for a $3 XRP, and it could happen really quick in the blink of an eye. And I agree with that, because I mean, XRP did have a crazy day here on March 2nd, where this thing was at, you know, what, $2.17, and then it shot up to like $3 in one day, up 34%. You might get something like that with XRP. Now that you're getting above most of this resistance, you're literally at the resistance of all resistances that are preventing XRP from going to $3. Once you get past $2.60, I think a sayonara. We're off on a rocket ride to $3 here for XRP. And I'm not trying to be overly bullish, but I mean, this is what the charts are saying. Like, there's really nobody that wants to sell until you get to $3 here. Okay. All right. But then if XRP continues being bullish, I think I do have a previous Fibonacci analysis that says we're looking at $5.21 XRP based on what XRP has done in the past here. I'm still thinking that XRP could go to $5 in the future here. And if XRP loses its momentum, like you do have the 200 moving average, the 21, the 50, the 100, this is all going to act as support. And then you get the POC at 241. Guys, I mean, XRP is probably, if you're a day trader, you should be looking at XRP because this thing is probably going to make you a lot of money, and there's a lot of support below you where you're not going to lose a lot of money either. You can really put your stop losses tight or loose, and neither one might not get hit. I think XRP looks like a good day trade to me, in my opinion. Okay, because this thing could shoot up fast. And you got a lot of support that's going to prevent you from going down. All right. So yeah, that's XRP in a nutshell. Unfortunately, Porky, if you're still in the chat, 58 cents is just not in the cards right now for XRP. I know you like to make jokes about XRP. Yeah, let's see. Hey guys, what do you think about my Patriot? I'm representing the Patriots right now. I am a New England sports fan, Boston guy. It's really sad to see my Celtics are struggling in the playoffs right now. But yeah, sucks to sucks, I guess. I guess it's not their year this year. But yeah, let's take a look at Ethereum now. It's a damn shame because they had a great team. They had a great team last year and a great team this year, and the Celtics are just... It's not their year this year. Not this year. All right. Back to Ethereum. We did see Ethereum get up to like $2,700, I believe, earlier today at $2,739. Yikes. Okay. Ethereum is at 2,673, up 7%. It was up 8% earlier today. Probably when it was above $2,700. And $2,700 was a target that I was eyeballing only because it was so damn obvious with a 200-day moving average sitting at $2,700. Okay, anybody that knows how to use moving averages looks at that and says, "Hey, I'm gonna sell at $2,700 because that's where the 200-day moving average is at." So once we get above $2,700 here, then we can start using the 200 moving average as support instead of resistance, and that could springboard us to higher prices here for Ethereum. If I turn on the VRVP, you'll see the high volume nodes. Right now, we're kind of already at a high volume node, but it's going to drop off on the volume here. And it says that the next level is like $3,100. So surprisingly, I know people eyeballing $3,000, but that doesn't mean that traders and investors are going to settle up there. Some people are going to try to push the trade further. Some people are going to try to sell before that. But the actual area that I think Ethereum might settle up at is going to be at this value area high, which is at like $3,200. Okay, and then also there's another high volume node right there at like $3,300. So like once Ethereum gets up to like $3,000, I do expect people to bring in the cash register, and that should be where people start selling their Ethereum at like $3,000, $31,000, $32,000, $3,300. Ethereum is going to have a lot of trouble getting past $3,300, in my opinion, based off the VRVP. But once we do, you got another high volume node at 3,600, and then another high volume at 3,900, and then there's going to be those people that want to get out at 4,000 because they missed out. They're like, oh man, I should have sold. I should have sold in December when Ethereum was at $4,000 and I didn't, and I had to put up with all this BS and the trade wars and trade deals and all that crap and inflation and stuff like that. And you know, when Ethereum gets back to $4,000, they're going to be so relieved that, you know, they can sell Ethereum for $4,000, and that happens to be a high volume node as well. And Ethereum is going to probably have, you know, a tough time breaking through 4,000 as well. Okay. But yeah, you know, I think Ethereum has seen the worst of the worst. If it does come down, maybe the moving average traders will use 100-day as support at $2,500. And then I do see even more support here where you'll get the 50-day and the 21 EMA probably providing support at like $2,000. So I think the days of Ethereum being below $2,000 are over, mainly because Ethereum has done a lot of work so far to get above that. And also you got some support from the moving averages that say Ethereum should get support before it goes below 2,000. I think 2,000 might be, that might be it. That might be, you might not ever see below $2,000 on Ethereum, just like you might never see below $80,000 on Bitcoin. All right. So that's Ethereum. Is there another crypto that I want to look at besides Solana and ICX? Let's take a look at the Bitcoin, because I did have a guy here that said he's in a short on Bitcoin, so I'm assuming he's doing leverage trading. I do leverage trading myself, as well as swing trading and long-term investing in crypto. So I'm a little bit curious myself to see if what Bitcoin's doing here on the smaller time frames. Let's get rid of the VRVP. That's usually not needed when I'm in small time frames. And let's get into the 50-minute chart, because you did say small time frame. So usually I'll start with a 1 hour to give me some more direction, but I think we can get what we need with the 15-minute here. And then we'll just go from 15 to 5 and then 5 to 1, and we'll see what it has to say. All right, so my buddy who's day trading Bitcoin, my buddy. All right. My buddy, I didn't get your name, but if you're still in here, you have Market Cipher B as a cheat sheet here, saying that on the 50-minute time frame, you should have been selling your Bitcoin for a short around like 4:15 this afternoon was a good time to sell. Market Cipher B gave you the cheat, like, hey man, sell Bitcoin, short it right now. 4:15 p.m. Short it right now. And you know what? You would have been in the green on your short there. And you could have put your stop loss probably right above the candle wicks here at $105,000 Bitcoin. And you would have been in the money, printing money as this thing is going down. So Market Cipher B, it's like a little cheat sheet for day traders. Might want to take a look at it. Add that into your trading view chart. These little green and red dots, they do help. Okay? Kind of like a little bit of cheating. All right. Why not? If you some wise man said, if you ain't cheating, you ain't trying. This is an indicator, just like a lot of other indicators. Why not use it as in your tool belt? But yeah, you got your red dot here. But now that you got a red dot, usually it goes red dot, green dot, or green dot, red dot, green dot, red dot, green dot, red. So don't be surprised if you start seeing a green dot coming up later on here on your 50-minute time frame for Bitcoin. Okay. I think that might happen. We might get support. You could probably ride the short all the way down to the 200 moving average, and then maybe that green dot starts printing. But let's take a look at the other indicators besides Market Cipher B. Okay. Stochastic RSI is already low. Doesn't mean that it can't stay low. Okay. It could continue being low and then shoot up. But this thing looks like it's starting to curve back up, so that's probably a good time to start covering on your short. And you can see that there are some short traders. I mean, there are some traders and investors, some day traders that decided to probably cover their short right now. That's why you're getting a little bit of a green candle at 7:30 here on the 15-minute time frame. So be wary. You maybe start taking a little bit of leverage off, or start selling some of your contracts. Whatever you do for your day trading, you might want to start taking some profit. But I think you could continue riding this trend down, okay? Because we still haven't gotten a green dot yet on the Market Cipher B. But yeah, on the RSI is looking neutral. You're not oversold yet, so maybe you can continue your short on Bitcoin and take it down to that. I say the 200 moving average at $103,400 Bitcoin. Sorry guys, for you guys who are long in and thinking that you should never short sell Bitcoin, but there are people who are day traders like myself, and this is how we move the markets. You know, this is how we provide liquidity, so you guys can buy cheaper Bitcoin, right? Don't get mad at us. We're just trying to make some money too. All right, but anyways, let's move on to the smaller time frame, 5-minute time frame. See what it says. 5-minute time frame saying that the 200 moving average is now at 103,700, which I think is, yeah, around like 103,474 was on the 15-minute time frame. So let me go ahead and mark this out here. So we want right over here as our ultimate take profit target on our short for Bitcoin. Okay, and then going into the 5-minute time frame, I probably want to target the 200 moving average again. This time it's going to be at 103,800. So that should be another take profit target as you're coming down here on Bitcoin. And then look at this. Oh, there's a green buy dot on Market Cipher B saying that, yeah, somebody is buying Bitcoin right now at these levels. They look like they're defending the 100 moving average on the 5-minute time frame for now. But you might get rejected off this 21 EMA. If you see this thing get above the 21 EMA and then get above the 50, but really, if you get above the 21, I would start to get worried that this short is pretty much coming to an end. Okay, maybe you get a little bit of fake out, but yeah, you want that 21 EMA to act like a bully and push the price down again. Okay, back into your take profit zone right over here at 103,800. All right, and then let's see. Let's go in the 1-minute time frame. 1-minute time frame. You are below all the moving averages here. It looks like the 50 moving average, this green line, is acting as resistance. This is the bully right here pushing things down. If this bully gets beaten up, then the next bully is this 100 moving average, and that could knock the price down again. But man, if this thing keeps getting green candles on the 1-minute time frame like it's doing right now, and we get past the ultimate boss bully, the 200 moving average, and if this thing is flipped, all right, if the price gets above that 200 moving average, well, first of all, you're losing a lot of your profits and your gains here. And then, yeah, if it goes above the 200 moving average, then that's it. You should stop shorting. Stop shorting if you get above the 200 on the 1-minute time frame. You might want to consider going bullish if you get above the 200 on the 1-minute time frame. Okay, but yeah, in the meantime, you are trying to push the price down, and you're taking profit at 103,800 and also 103,400. And I hope you made some money by that point. If not, we're gonna have to talk about your trading strategies and how much leverage you're using. All right. We'll move on to Solana and ICX, and then I think I can get you on AVAX, yeah. And I think that's gonna be it for today, guys. I actually want to start day trading myself and making some more money here if I can. All right. And then I got some other things I need to do. Okay. But I appreciate you guys hitting that like button. Is Trade Intuition, you still in there? Hopefully I'm able to help you learn a thing or two about how I day trade, and what I'm looking for. Trade Intuition says, make that money, Damien. Sound good? Okay. All right, yeah, I see you're still putting in some emojis here. All right. Hey, maybe next time when you go live, trade Joe, you could tell your live streamers to come join this live stream if I'm going live after you. But yeah, I'm usually in the afternoons. Is when I go live here. It all depends on how busy I am with my rental cars and you know, my day trading itself. You know, if I'm day trading, then I'll try to, you know, I'll try to look at the charts here with you guys as well. But yeah, let's see. $104,000 Bitcoin. We already looked at that. So we're now looking at Solana. Everybody loves Solana. You guys ever see the Selena movie with Jennifer Lopez in it? And they say everybody loves Selena. I feel like everybody loves Solana, and Solana is getting a little bit of love today at $184, up 5.8% today. Let's go into the daily time frame here. Try to game plan things out here on the bigger time frame here. We're done with the day trading stuff for now. All right, so Solana getting a nice green candle, getting above that 200-day moving average at 181 bucks. We want to close above that. If we close above that, I'm expecting to get another green candle on Solana. that will hopefully solidify us flipping this potential resistance into support. But I am worried that we are overbought on Solana on the RSI. Currently sitting at 76 on the RSI here for Solana. Doesn't mean that we can't stay overbought. It could even get worse. We could see like Solana with an RSI of like 80 or even 90 on the daily time frame. And then maybe that's when Solana is above $200. But Solana, don't be surprised with it being overbought and us being near the resistance on the 200 moving average. Maybe Solana goes sideways again, okay, like it did the last few days. And if it does, that just gives it, a chance to reset and then make another move up higher. But yeah, if Solana for some reason does come down, you do have moving average support. The 21 EMA at $155, 50 at $148. So there is some support at this level, and you also have sideways trading action at $148, $150. So Solana might lose its momentum, come down here, revisit support, only for it to then go back up to higher prices here. Let's see. I think I'm ready to turn on the VRVP here. We already know Solana's overbought on the momentum oscillators and indicators here. Let's see what the VRVP has to say about things here. Just using data going back to like beginning of December of last year. You have a high volume node here at $194, $197 is where people might start selling their Solana. They might try to sell it at $200, but there might be some people front running those people who are trying to sell at $200, and you might get some people selling it at $197, and then Solana just gets rejected and goes down to like 180 again. Okay. But if Solana gets past 197, then it says that the value area high is sitting at 206, 205. And once again, that's going to be because, in my opinion, not financial advice, but I think once Solana gets to $200, people got that magic number in their head, like a psychological number, and they're going to be like, I'm selling Solana at $200. Oh, crap, it's at 205. Let me sell it now. So at 205, 206 is going to probably be some more resistance. And then, another high volume node here at 216, and then 227, and then, let's see, it keeps on going. You got 238, 240. Then the volume starts to drop, and then last level of resistance, I believe, is going to be like 260, which was like the all-time high from the last previous cycle high. And then after 260, I mean, we could be making new all-time highs on Solana in the future here. Solana did top off at like 295 in January when Donald Trump got inaugurated. Okay, so I still think Solana can do that. I am bullish on Solana. It's my biggest holding. So I'm actually waiting for $300 Solana before I start clicking the sell button. And I think it's gonna do that. I think it really can. So I gave you guys the downside and upside targets on Solana. And let's see, we had a green dot here on last Thursday, saying that you should be buying Solana. The weekly time frame says that the green buy dot was April 28th. Should have been buying Solana. But I guess we are waiting for a red dot to tell us like when we need to start taking profits. Not yet, but I'm waiting for that red dot to show up on the weekly time frame and also the daily time frame. I'm waiting for that red dot to say, hey, yeah, it's time to chill out. Solana wants to take a breather. Moving on to ICX and then AVAX, and then let me see. I got some comments here in my YouTube chat. Beyond Illusions talking about trade intuition. You're gonna go check out his channel? Yeah, you should definitely do. Oh, guys, let me just give out a little shout out here to Trade Intuition. Let's see. Let's go into Trade Intuition's channel. This is another crypto YouTuber. He's got about a couple of thousand subscribers, and he's really good on education. You guys should give him a check out his videos, check out his live stream. He seems to go live stream at least two, sometimes 3 times a day. But he's got a lot of educational videos as well. Check out my buddy Joe here on Trade Intuition channel if you want to learn more about the charts. I can only do so much as far as teaching and education. I feel like Trade Intuition, he does a lot more of it. So, and he focuses on that, and he's willing to help. So, just another guy who might help you guys learn about reading the charts here. All right. What else? Yeah, we're gonna look at ICX. Okay, and then AVAX, and then that's gonna be it for me, guys. I'm almost did like a 2-hour live stream already. I gotta save my energy for tomorrow. All right, Icon on Kraken maybe. Let's see. This thing is trading at 11 cents, up 2.2% today. And yeah, let's see. Icon. Daily time frame. So this thing clearly has gotten beaten down since back in December when it's seen higher prices of like almost 28 cents here. So that's probably the high water mark that we should try to take profit if we haven't already. But has this thing bottomed out yet? Looks like you're creating higher lows on the RSI here. I don't really see bullish divergence, but that doesn't really matter because you are creating higher lows and higher highs on the RSI, which is also creating higher lows and higher highs on the daily time frame price. So it's working. It's working. It's doing what it needs to do. Have we got a higher high than back here in February? About 13.136 is the level to beat. Looks like on Monday here on Cinco de Mayo we got 0.1368, so like kind of like almost like a double top. Not really a higher high, but it's working on it, and it got rejected off that 100 moving average for the moving average traders. So I'd see this thing just bouncing between the support on the 21 and 50 moving average at like 10 cents, and then bouncing back between that and the 100 moving average until it decides where it wants to go. If it continues being bullish, then we gotta get above that 200 moving average at 14.5 cents, and that would be great because then you get above these previous highs, and you know you're damn sure being bullish in an uptrend. And then if we get past all of that, all right, then we gotta turn the VIVP, kind of help us out a little bit. And then this is saying that 16 cents could be resistance. Then I got the POC at 19, almost 20 cents. So 20 cents makes sense because that's about almost a double where you're at. You should be selling something by that point. Then you got the value area high at like 22 cents. And if you want to push the trade further, a little bit of resistance at 23 cents, but then there's no resistance until 27, 28 cents. And then, yeah, you damn sure better be taking profit, or else, you know, you might do a round trip back to where you bought it at. And how does that help anybody? We're in the business of trying to make money, so we got to take profit when we can. And I'm giving you the targets here. All right. Let's see. And if this thing comes down for whatever reason, then I hope that we're able to maintain above 9 cents here, which is like the last higher low here, about 9.5 cents. If not, then this thing could come down to the value area low here at like 8.5 cents. Maybe get some support there. If you lose 8.5 cents, you probably want nothing to do with this crypto. There's something wrong. It's still in the downtrend. I would stay away if it can't hold 8.5 cents. All right, so that's Icon, and then now we gotta look at AVAX, and then I can call it a night. Thank you guys for keeping me busy here. Appreciate it. Appreciate you too, Marco. I hope you have a good rest of your day as well. And guys, don't forget to hit the follow button so you can see me on my next live stream. I'll try to go live tomorrow, maybe a little bit earlier. I don't know. We'll see. All depends on when I get out of the gym and how much other things I need to do. I think I need to go grocery shopping tomorrow. All right. Let's get rid of the VRVP for now. We'll look at it. AVAX Avalanche up 3.7% today. Let's see. I think the moving averages are probably acting as resistance for now. A lot of people in these higher market cap cryptocurrencies, they usually use moving averages as their gauge as to when to start selling their crypto. Not everybody uses the VRVP like me, so if you're a moving average trader, which most people are, you're just using the moving averages and saying, yeah, at the 100 moving average at $26.94 is where we need to sell AVAX. So we want to get past that if we're going to continue being bullish. And then 200 moving average is sitting at $29.64. That's probably where AVAX will get some more sellers, some more resistance. And if you're doing that, you're making higher highs and higher lows. I mean, you already are making higher highs than what you did back in like March. So I'm glad to see that with AVAX. And then you're just looking for higher lows, higher highs. And yeah, once you get past that, I mean, if you're not a VRVP guy, you can just eyeball the chart using a naked chart. You can see that all this sideways trading price action right here is most likely where the high volume node is on the VRVP. So if you don't have the VRVP helping you out, you could just look at the sideways trading action and be like, all right, around these levels is where we're going to get resistance at like $36 for AVAX, okay? Because all these people here, if they bought and they went all in on AVAX at 36 bucks, they're going to want to start selling at $36 if they're not a believer in AVAX. They'll at least be able to say like, hey, I broke even, okay? I broke even at 36 bucks. That's where I went all in. Don't do that. Don't go all in on one crypto. But for those people that did, they can get out at 36 bucks and say that they broke even. And that's where there's going to be a lot of selling. Just eyeballing the AVAX chart. And then there'll be some more selling at like 52 bucks. And now, since we know how to use the VRVP and we're able to do it, we can look at those levels with the VRVP and see that, yeah, the value area high, about like 38 bucks, okay? So like, yeah, when I said like 36 bucks, like look at that. 36 bucks is where the high volume node is at. So that's how you can use just a naked chart here. Right? Without the VRVP, you can just see sideways trading action is probably going to be where people are going to sell. So that's going to be your resistance level. And then the VRVP is just helping you confirm that at like 36 bucks. It's good price to sell your AVAX. Then you got another high volume at 39 and then 44. That didn't really show up for me, but it's saying that there's some volume there. And then I did eyeball like 50 bucks, 52 bucks, and that's actually where the highest volume node is right here. Is you should be selling your AVAX at 52 bucks because by God, you doubled your money. You got to take profits so you can actually say that you made money, right? All right, and then you can put it into something else after that. Go buy yourself a nice steak dinner when AVAX gets up to like 50 bucks. You doubled your money. All right, let's see my YouTube guys saying we're all in this together. Yep. And then Beyond the Illusion says, Damien, you've been one of the most, if not the most thorough of a teacher. Very nuanced with your takes, helps a lot. Hey, Beyond, if you're still in the live stream, I got another nugget for you guys to know about me. I actually can fly airplanes. That's why you probably see my profile picture with me with a headset. Wearing a red shirt, and I actually am a flight instructor. I can teach people how to fly airplanes. So I'm very familiar on how to teach people because I used to teach other people how to fly airplanes. And I've had student pilots solo and fly the airplanes by themselves. So if I'm able to teach people how to fly airplanes, I think I could teach people how to do technical analysis here and actually be successful in their trading. So yeah, that's my little thing right there. I don't really go around saying, hey, I'm a pilot. But yeah, you guys have just met Damien on the Meet Damien channel, and you guys can say you met a pilot who trades crypto and day trades it and swing trades it and long-term invests in it. And I also do stocks as well. All right, so that's my little nugget of information. You guys can ask me about aviation as you get to know me some more. I think I'm ready to talk about that stuff if you've got the time to listen to it. And yeah, I do some things out here, guys. I do a lot. I wear a lot of hats. But yeah, okay, yeah. Beyond Illusion, you're a big fan. I appreciate your time, and I appreciate you spending your most valuable asset. Oh, I think Trade might know where I got that from. I appreciate you guys taking the time out of your day to come here and look at the charts here with me. I really do. And that's going to be the end of this live stream here. Guys, don't forget to hit that like button on the way out. And don't forget to hit that follow button and subscribe button for my YouTube guys here who are checking me out on YouTube. All right, guys, take care. I'll see you tomorrow. Good luck on your investments and whatever you decide to get into. Take care.